Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear when they get started. I think it should be fine though. Some people are already seeing the stream, but mine's not. Let me try to refresh it.
hang out
There we
here,
go. I
even though we
thought
love
so.
what we do. But welcome on in, everybody. If this is your first time ever at one of our official live streams, please hop into the chat and let us know where in the world you're tuning in from. It's one of my favorite things to see just the international reach and how we are bringing people all around the world together in one spot. So please let me know where you're from. We've got some India, we've got Greece represented, we've got Wisconsin, we've got oh, that's the Kabam account. Mike, is that you in the corner?
And let me know if the volume's fine.
We've got Poland, we got more California, South Texas. Welcome on in. It's great to have everybody here. We've got a new chatter here from Texas as well. Awez is in, what does that say? Irelia? I don't know. It could be made up entirely. We've got Ontario. Welcome on in, everybody. Seattle, Australia. Welcome, 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 welcome. Again, we've got a fantastic show, and I'm thrilled to bits to have you all here. This is my favorite way to hang out with you all. We're going to hang out. We're going to get pumped. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to play some games. We're going to chat with guests. It's a great show. But before we get too deep into it, let's go over the ground rules. The ground rule. There's only one, and that rule is don't be a jerk. It's one rule. It's very simple for a reason. That's it. As a friend of mine once said, kindness is free. We are all here because we love something. We're excited about something. We're passionate about something. And I understand that that passion sometimes results in frustration or anger, and that's okay. That's totally valid. But this is not the place to get all fired up and aggressive and angry about stuff. It's here to have a good time, to give you all a space, to interact with each other, to hang out with us, to learn more about the game and what's coming to it. So please, be kind to each other. Now, if you choose to break our one and only rule, of course, we have mods hanging out in the chat. Shout out to the mods. They are here keeping us safe, keeping things flowing. If you guys want to spam stuff, it's going to be hard. We have slow mode on, but they're going to be the ones to make sure you guys get knocked down. So please behave. Let's hang out. I know Punk is a little erratic, and that's the vibe of the moment, but hey, let's be respectful of each other, please. We will do a little bit of Q&A throughout the show as we're going to be talking about a little bit new features and some interesting things. So if you guys have any questions, please tag at KabamTwitchyD or at Kabam. I think we can throw that up on screen. Rob prepared a thingy. Woo, here you are. Those are who you're going to tag if you guys have questions about the topics. If you guys have questions about which champion you want to see coming to the contest, why not so-and-so? You can ask them, but we probably won't address them.
This intro's always so long.
But thank you again to our mods, and thank you to all of you summoners. Let's get going here, because we have a fantastic show, including but not limited to discussing April's content, including, of course, Prowler and Spider-Punk. I don't know if you guys heard, we got Spider-Punk. We have a brand new guest here. Riri is going to be here from a representative as the art team. A representative of the art team to talk about how the art team don't miss, to receive all of the praise we give them all of the time, and to go through the process, the pipeline as we call it internally, of how we create a character. We're going to be talking to Mike about a new feature. We got mastery loadouts. Is it an April Fool's Day joke? Maybe. Find out later in the show. We've got a special announcement that will remain secret until later in the show. We're going to be playing a game. We're going to be doing a giveaway, and at the end of the show, stay tuned because we're going to give you a little nugget about Act 8.4. So we've got a lot to look forward to. We've got a lot to cover, so let's dive into things. Before we get too deep, I want to do a little show and tell. A new segment I've called My Marvel Mother, if you've been around in the past, my mother tries really hard but does not understand what I do, or really honestly what Marvel is. In terms of movies, I think she saw the first 20 minutes of Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, but then, spoiler alert, when Uncle Ben died, she left the theater and never came back. She doesn't really know a ton. She sent me a
Mom.
Lego advent calendar that was Guardians of the Galaxy and said, those are your guys, right? She was right, but she didn't really understand why. Anyhow, recently,
Who's that in the
Marvel
back?
and
Is
the
that
National
Thanos, like
Lacrosse
plushie in the back?
I played lacrosse growing up.
Over here?
Coached it as well. They did a collaboration. So each team in the National Lacrosse League here in North America had a Marvel night, a superhero night, and my mother went to one in Buffalo and sent me this comic. Now, she just kind of jammed it in a box. So it, it's not looking so hot, but it looks cool. That's not the only thing she sent me because each of the teams on their Marvel night had a Marvel jersey. So this is the Buffalo Bandits jersey. They had all of the Guardians characters. You can see the Guardians patch on the shoulder as well. This, of course, I mean, maybe not, of course, but this is the captain's jersey on the back here as well. It's autographed because we cool like that. And we got Rocket's tail in the numbers there. So this is pretty cool. That's a very, very unique piece of merch. So I'm pretty pumped. We'll probably wear that for the the next stream. Pretty rad. So thank you again to my Marvel mother, and we'll probably play Guess It Champ again in the near future. But let's dive into things. We are going to be talking about all of April's content here.
Someone says nerf absorbing man regen for WoW Week 5.
One of our new champs. We're very excited to have coming to the contest. This month is awesome.
It was pretty toxic.
Both of our champs are freaking cool, and they're both Hobie Brown. You might not know that. We talked about it with Tyler, how in this month they share a name. People are like Spider and also Spider. That's the same, but it's not. It's both Hobie Brown. So we're gonna
really excited to see
to Karate Mike to give you all a little taste of what to expect from Prowler. Take it away.
There we go.
To begin, you'll want to bait a couple specials
Prowler
to
abilities.
power creep charges. So perform a medium ending.
He's tech. Oh, okay. I didn't realize he was a tech champion.
Under 2 bars, and launch your special 1 to pause it and inflict your taunt. From here, build to about 1.5 bars of power and bait
He's a
another
falter champ.
special attack to max out your charges. And while they're power locked, punish with a medium and heavy through your falter to inflict your incinerate. Then, before the falter expires, launch your special 2 to gain your furies, stack up ruptures, and watch the fireworks explode.
That's interesting.
Now, if you're up against one of those pesky evaders, keep in mind, your mediums can't be evaded, and your pursuit passive from special 1 will prevent the opponent from evading any of your attacks. So, when you need it, keep it active, but don't be scared of those mediums if it happens to fall off. And hey, if you need some extra juice, you can launch your special 3 to overcharge your gauntlets and build to 3 bars of power. And once you're ready for the finale, bait a special, then medium into your special 1, directly into a heavy attack, and then finish it all off with a supercharged special 2 with double the fury.
And this is your first look at Prowler. We hope you are pumped for that. Of course, we sat down and chatted with the legend and asked, hey, what makes this champ unique? And he had this to say.
Doesn't look like he hit too hard, though.
Completely immune to falter effects. Other champions counter miss consistently, but there are some RPG mechanics that activate on you even if the falter doesn't make you miss. On top of that, each time the opponent uses a special, their remaining power will be drained down to 0 and momentarily locked. Very reminiscent of Captain America's tech breakthrough synergy. It's actually a pretty wild ability. We asked, hey, what do they provide an answer to? What are they going to counter here? And Karate Mike said, being a bursty type of non-crit tech champion, yes. His damage output is very consistent. He has 3 very relevant immunities and can counter evade on his medium attacks out of the gate and on all attacks after using special 1.
Looks cool though.
On top of that, his meticulous use of falter and taunt is a great tool for getting around tough to evade special attacks and granting easy openings in your basic combos. We said, hey, Karate Mike, where are you going to see Prowler most? Look how cool he looks! Rob, that's awesome. Thank you for making that. And Karate Mike said, generally speaking, I think he's going to be a solid attacker with lots of tools allowing him to close out fights consistently while remaining very healthy. He's bleed immune and counters evade if that specific combo might be useful for any recent defenders. Also, Node 47 in Alliance. It's a node combo that places
so he's a
pressure on
bullseye
him
counter.
and also has power reserve. His ability set essentially shuts off the entire thing, and we're very excited about it.
Right,
So
bullseye
that is
counter?
your first look at Prowler.
Immune to
We will have a
bleed
deep
and
dive live on
can't
our
be evaded?
official MCOC YouTube page on, I believe, Saturday. We have one Saturday, one Sunday, Prowler and Spider-Punk. We were discussing the order of which. Check them both out, Saturday and Sunday this weekend. You will get all of the nitty-gritty details that you need there. And then hop into the game on April 4th when Prowler becomes available in bundles, and then in arenas and crystals on April 11th. So get excited for Prowler, because you know what? Spider-Punk is awesome. And I don't want him to overshadow Prowler, because Prowler is very, very cool too. But also Spider-Punk. But also Prowler. All right, let's move along here for a moment that I think you guys might be aware of my levels of excitement about, okay? Because Spider-Punk's coming to the game. And I've ranted about this for like 6 months. And guess what? I knew. Most of the time. But that doesn't change that I'm still disappointed in you and that you guys failed democracy by not voting Spider-Punk into the contest. But that's okay, because anarchy reigns supreme. Down with democracy.
Are they going to show
down with
Spider-Punk?
anarchy.
I really want to know
Spider-Punk
his
comes to the
abilities.
contest.
Please don't be a defender.
Anyways, get ready for it, because I am pumped. He is so cool. We are going to hand things over in just a second here. But first, I want to tell you guys about one of the coolest, because Spider-Punk I'm excited about him because he was one of my most requested, most anticipated champions, but also he is one of the most unique and awesome champions that we have in our game, period. Artistically and from his kit. I want to tell you guys right now, for the first time before you see anything more about it, Spider-Punk's SP2, his special 2, is a rhythm game. Very reminiscent of jamming on plastic guitars.
A rhythm game for a special 2. That sounds interesting.
It's never existed in the contest. We built new tech for it. We've got very cool animations. We'll talk about them later. But for now, Karate Mike, take it away.
To begin, parry the opponent to trigger your evade and start building your crowd. You could intercept the opponent to shorten your cooldown and stack physical vulnerability. Bait the opponent's specials to begin building your encore passes.
Science class is so busted.
And gather a larger crowd. Now, Spider-Punk will evade when struck by a basic attack while dashing when his evade is on cooldown. So don't be afraid to take a risk. From here, keep this cycle going as you build to just under 3 bars of power. And keep in mind, if the opponent has projectile specials, you'll build that crowd much quicker. Now that you're all set up, launch your special 2 to stack ruptures and strum up or down to stack on.
What? That's crazy.
Then follow it up with a special 1 to remove your ruptures and deal instant rupture burst damage on every hit.
That's crazy.
One thing to note, when
What?
fighting in battlegrounds, you'll start with a crowd of 150. Making it much easier to build to a satisfying special 2 with maximum rupture potency. And hey, in a longer fight,
That's
you could follow
fun.
this
That's
same
cool.
loop while building up to your special 3, and launch to crank the amp up to 11 and increase the duration of your rupture effects by 25%. Then, use those encore passives to stack on a larger amount of ruptures and juice up that special 1 burst even further.
Wow.
And since he did such a good job, half the crowd will follow Spider-Punk to his next match. Just make sure you keep the ball rolling.
And that's your first look
Wow.
at Spider-Punk.
It's pretty wild. That is pretty
I
wild.
hope you guys are as excited as I am, because, like I said, yes, he's Punk. Yes, he's one of my most anticipated, most requested champs, but his kit looks so cool. He plays so uniquely, and he is so visually unique and stunning. We'll talk more about the visuals
That's
later
sick.
in the show. But again, we circle back to say, hey, Karate Mike, what makes this champ unique? and he had this to say. As always, so many things. At first glance, he may just seem like the next Spider character, but beyond his hard rock exterior, he brings something very special to the contest. He's the first champion to use a guitar as a weapon, and along with that guitar, he brings a rhythm game to MCOC. On his special 2, 3 chords are generated, and swiping up or down will strum the guitar, and if you hit each chord, you're essentially getting a damage boost. It's a new, unique mechanic for MCOC, and
That's
we're
wild.
excited to see what comes from it next. Asking again, where do they provide an answer? Where do they counter something in the contest? Mike said, "I'm so glad you asked." He has
How
a
cool this
pretty
guy looks.
consistent play style with offensive evades, a few safety nets, and lots of rupture damage. He's also the first champ to be completely immune to rupture effects 100% of the time, and then in
So many
brackets
people are
says,
going to lose
"Stop
all
yelling
their
in the
money in their
comments.
bank account for this
Scorpion
character.
shifting immunity does not count as 100%. I'm going to take his word for it. He knows. He knows things, you know what I mean? And then again, where are we going to see Spider-Punk? Aside from everywhere, because he's so cool. We think that he's going to be a very solid, mostly offensive champion who could
Thank God
also
he's
see some
offensive.
sneaky play on
Thank God he's
defense
an
in the
offensive
right meta
champion.
where you need to intercept him. His ramp starts 50% completed in Battlegrounds, and in questing scenarios, he carries over half of his ramp from fight to fight. So he's going to do well in both shorter PvP fights and longer questing situations. Get excited for Spider-Punk. My excitement is taking over, and I'm not even being able to use words right anymore. But I hope you guys are pumped. Spider-Punk will be available in bundles on April 16th and in arenas and crystals.
April
on
16th? We gotta wait that long?
Somebody has been saving like 12,000 units or so, and it's only going to go up to try and open as many crystals to add this guy to my roster. So I hope you guys are pumped for it as well. I guess we have to move away from talking about Spider-Punk for a minute.
He has insider knowledge. He had insider knowledge. He's been saving up units.
Of course, stick around as we're going to dive into the artistic pipeline of what we do internally to create these champions using Spider-Punk as our backdrop. But before we get there, let's talk about more things coming in April. Let's start off talking about our event quest titled Change the Record. Since their own
I've never seen that angle of that room before. That's crazy.
Miles, Peter, and Gwen extend an invitation to other Spider people to join the contest. Spider-Punk eagerly agrees. However, he does not travel to the battle realm alone. Another Hobie Brown, this one calling themselves Prowler, is ripped into the universe along with him. Is the contest ready for a double dose of Hobie, or will this concert of spiders turn into a multiverse?
I need to know what 8.4 rewards.
It doesn't say that.
That's what I want to figure out.
Find out and change the record. Such cool art. It's so cool. Spider. All right, I'm good. Let's move along here to the side quest. We've got Heavy as the Crown. Every good chess master is always a few moves ahead of their opponent. So you'll need to start planning because Kingpin has made a move by stealing mystically empowered artifacts. These artifacts have been locked into Kingpin's vault for safekeeping, and their enchantments have made these vaults into a chessboard of challenges. It's chess themed. So this is a brand new style side quest. This is the first time we've ever done it. It is called Vaults. I'm going to give you guys a little breakdown, so pay attention now. You are going to collect keys. There will be 2 sets of maps. They will be spawning each week throughout the month. You are going to get 1 key to enter a maze, to explore a path, to get another key to go to a vault to get better rewards, and then of course you have solo objectives and solo events along the way.
Sounds
You will
confusing.
be collecting Mysterium to use at the Trader's Outpost, and of course you will always have those shards to open specific monthly meta crystals. Be very careful because your keys will allow you to have access to any threat level maze. If you choose to spread out your keys, you will not be able to fully explore any threat level, any single threat level, so dedicate yourself to one right off the hop because you have an opportunity to get awakening gems at each of those levels. You can only explore one. Don't mess around. You've been warned. We'll have more information about this, including rewards and all of that good stuff on our forums, forums.playcontestofchampion.com, right at 10 o'clock. So in about 40 minutes, we'll flip that live for you all to see as
Yeah, we'll have to check
so
that
get
out.
excited. Because that's actually
Seems kind of confusing again, but
it's always funny to see the dialogue of, oh, side quest is routine and boring, and then we do something new and people are like, this is boring, or sorry, this is convoluted and complicated. So we can't have both. But we're trying something new. I'm very excited for it. I wrote
That's a good
everything up.
point.
I've looked into it. It's fun. It's going to be very cool. So check it out, everybody. I see a lot of people asking about 8.4. We're going to have information about it at the end of the show. Please be patient, because the less patient you are, the less patient I am, and I don't want to... We'll just leave it there. All right, everybody. That's not all that's happening in April. There's more content as well. Of course, we have a Titan Pool rotation, April 9th. I wanted to call that out. And of course, later in the month,
There's a
please check
Titan
out
Pool
the
rotation on
Winter
April 9th
Overload
already?
Finale. That gauntlet's going to
Wow.
be in there. Get excited for that. I did want to circle back to
feel like
talk
it
about
just
the Magic
updated.
Heist, of course, the event that launched the X Magica sagas for the first time ever. We gave away, 10 7-star serpents and 100 6-star serpents. And I wanted to call out that there was one Conqueror account that won a 6-star. So shout out to JB Manisone. Congratulations. I just love when stuff like that happens. We do the giveaways on these shows every month, and we give away 7- and 6-star champions. I always like to see the accounts that we give those to, because there's no guarantee that they're Valiant, Paragon, end of game accounts. Sometimes they're young accounts, and that makes me really excited as well to see new people coming in and getting excited. So shout out to you, JB Manisone. All right, everybody. That is most of what's going on in April. There'll probably be a little bit more, like a little April Fool's Day quest thing. But that's all we're going to discuss here. We're going to move things along because we wanted to introduce a brand new guest for a brand new segment. We've been talking about this, I think, since about December last year, that we wanted to bring in a representative of the art team to talk through the process, because we've been basically running through this narrative of art team don't miss. Our game is awesome and unique for a lot of reasons, but the art continues to stand out. It continues to push boundaries. It continues to try new things. And that is very apparent with Spider-Punk, so we figured this was the perfect opportunity to bring in that representative. So please welcome to the show. Everyone be excellent. Send all of that praise to this representative of the art team. We've got Riri here. Everybody please say hey. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for agreeing to come and hang out.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing. We say this of all of our guests. It requires a decent amount of like bravery and like stick-to-itness and dedication.
Riri, that's a cool
join
name.
us on these streams. Thank you so much for taking the time out to come and hang out.
No worries. Waking up early was hard, but it was worth it for you
But
guys.
I brought Timbits, so it makes it better. No, we're very, very excited. Before we dive into it, we'll get to know you a little bit, but before, just give us a base overview of what you do and how you're involved in the process.
I'm a producer for the Champion team, so I work alongside people that you guys have met already, like Champ Daddy Aiden, Alex and Stuart.
Champ Daddy.
But I also work very closely with the Champion art team and making sure both those teams work really closely together, and I run art reviews, art brainstorms with the team, and also make sure that Marvel are a part of our process.
Yeah, we partner with Marvel, of course, to go through all of the processes, and you're usually right at the top of that conversation as well, which we love and appreciate. Gang, we will be discussing, like, in very great detail, a lot of show and tell stuff here as well, which is going to be very fun. But if you have any questions about the art process, throw them in there, tag @KabamTwitchyD or @Kabam. We'll try and bring in some questions towards the end of this segment here. So before we dive in, we like to get to know our guests just a little bit here. You ready for, like, a quick lightning round? Get to know you?
Can I introduce my best friend?
Yeah, you can bring your best friend. So we also thought it would be a good opportunity to bring in a representative from customer support to really just show you guys that, again, your frustration's warranted. It's understandable. And at times you get frustrated. I get that. But when you come in and you're really upset with customer support, this is who you're really mad at. I just wanted to let you guys know here. So we'll bring in, this is Augustus. This is Augustus. This is a representative of customer support. Of course, it's a joke, and I don't want to give you the impression that customer support doesn't work very hard. They do. They're humans, but just look at his face. You're a star, Augustus. I call you Gus. That's okay.
Big Gus. Someone in the chat says Big Gus.
Okay. Okay. Riri, are you ready for rapid lightning round? Get to know you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Oh no, her shirt is covered in dog hair.
How long have you
My cat used to do
2
that.
years, almost.
How much do you love it?
10 out of 10.
Perfect. Who's your favorite person to work with?
Augustus.
Good answer. Who's your favorite champion in the game?
Right now, Kate Bishop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, respect. What's your favorite game of all time?
Marvel Contest of Champions.
Great answer. What's your real favorite game of all time?
Kabam Shop Titans. Check it out.
All right, you're playing the game, and I respect that. List a underrated film.
Frozen 2.
Whoa! List an overrated film?
Come back to me.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. At the end of the show, we'll come back to that one. What's your favorite food?
Marmite.
Marmite. And finally, what'd you have for breakfast?
Marmite.
Okay, wow, that's great. Marmite for 2. I didn't expect that. All right, everybody, this is Riri. Now that we've gotten to know you a little bit, let's dive into things here. You, mostly you, I've helped, but mostly you, have prepared this presentation. We've got some slides to discuss. But basically, we're going to take every one of you summoners from the journey of essentially, there's a name on a sheet of paper. We slide it to the team and say,